This is all the stuff I'm bringing to the Barkley Fall Classic this year. I'm going to go through it all piece by piece. I will leave links for everything in the description below that's available to purchase online. And I'll talk about what you need and what you don't need to bring. So, first up, you're going to need a vest. Almost certainly something to carry a lot of this stuff with. I've been using this guy for 8 years now. It's a Nathan. It still works great. It stores a 2-liter hydration flask or pouch in the back, and it's still got room for tons of goo and other stuff in the pockets. Bring something to carry all the other crap with. Okay, let's talk about what's going in there. Let's talk about some nutrition. Let's talk about what you can't bring. You can't bring goos or any other disposable pouches. So I'm gonna bring some candy bars maybe. I like the nut butter bars. For some reason those are allowed, but the goos are not. I guess it's because there'd be a gazillion of them out there, and certainly stuff would get littered. I'm also bringing Element, so I'm going to be carrying some of these in case I want to refill on the course. I often get tired of Sword, which is what they're going to serve along with water at all the aid stations. So Element will get all my potassium and sodium and magnesium, all the electrolytes, but it doesn't have calories. So bring a bunch of calories. They're going to have stuff at the aid station, but bring what you like. Okay, that's going in the bag. If you need to use the restroom, grab some baby wipes, put them in a resealable plastic bag, and pop that into your bag. You might want to bring a light. I like bringing mine, not because you're going to need it at night. The race ends at 8:20. You know, it's going to be getting dim by then, and yeah, I guess it'll be dark out in the woods in case you're out to the very cutoff. But I use this at the start for the first like 30-40 minutes. It's just nice to have. It's not entirely necessary, but I will be carrying it and then stowing it in my pack when I'm done with it. I always use this for good old nipple tape, just a Band-Aid water block tape that is necessary on all of my long marathons and ultras. Here's something that you probably wouldn't think about. These are, what brand are these? Yak Tracks. So these go over your shoe and provide some extra traction. These, I keep forgetting to bring these. This is my 4th time doing this race, and these would be real handy, especially the 2 years where it rained some and got super slippery on the off-trail sections. I'm gonna throw that in the bag, and probably rain or shine, I'm gonna put those on at some key points on the course. Hydration. So I'm gonna carry both the 2-liter flask or pouch or whatever you call this, the hydration pack that goes in my actual backpack, my vest. I'm going to fill that up probably with Element at the start and just let that be my main source of Element, carry some extras in case I need it. And then I'm going to put Gatorade in this to start with, so get some calorie hydration going here. And at all the aid stations, I'll probably refill this guy and maybe this guy. I'm probably going to bring 2 because I usually overkill it, and put Sword in those. So I get my calories, some of my calories from the hydration. This is optional, but if you're the type that wants to bring a rain vest, rain poncho, go for it. You're going to be soaking wet anyway. I don't think that's necessary. I've seen them out there though. If you're the goo type, you can get one of these. This will fit 5 goos, single serve goos, into this guy. This is a reusable goo pouch. I brought this last year. I'm considering bringing it again. I got to go over to the store and get some goos, or I'll probably get some Spring Energy pouches to put in here. Those Spring Energies have like 250, anywhere from 180 to 250 calories in a pouch. So more caloric than your goos. This is handy though if you do want to bring some goos. This, to my understanding, is allowed because it's not a throwaway. It's going to end up back in your pocket. Your pockets is optional also, but I find this to be very handy. This is Ultra Aspire, just a collapsible little cup that you can refill for a quick, that's probably what, 6 ounces. Get a little 6 ounces of Coke or something in case there's some soft drinks at an aid station. Sometimes you'll see that at the Barkley. That's not guaranteed, so don't expect it. But in case you want just a shot of your Sword or water at an aid station, you can grab that. I just keep it in my front pocket and pull it out when I need it. Okay, let's talk about gear that we're wearing. So you cannot bring a watch, a GPS watch, but you can bring like just a basic watch to tell time. If you need to tell the time, do that. I think I did that the first year, but I haven't actually done that since then. I kind of like going without. I don't know that these are mandatory, but if you're gonna wear gloves, go ahead and get some rose gloves like these. It will protect your forearms. See, it goes up a pretty good ways. I've used these for the last 3 years. I used some regular gloves, just some regular like leather work gloves the first year, and I got all cut up down here on my forearm. This really protects well. You're gonna want to be grabbing a hold of some of the thorns and stuff. It's actually gonna be useful to grab those and like pull yourself by them up some of the hills from time to time later in the race if you survive that far. I have found these to be phenomenal. I've actually used them for a little bit of yard work, but primarily I've just used these. I throw them in my trunk and then I pull them back out at the Barkley Fall Classic each year. Throw them in the wash when you get home though. Let's see what else we're going to be wearing. I like these, what are these, Speed Goat style Run Max socks, or Dry Max, excuse me, Dry Max socks. And, you know, I like to protect a little bit, you know, crew length or whatever that is. If you can find some lighter color clothing, that's going to be the best bet. There are hornets and yellow jackets and big bees and scary stuff out there. They are going to be more attracted to dark contrasting colors, blacks and bright yellows and oranges and stuff like that, from my understanding. So if you can wear lighter stuff, do. I wore a white shirt one year and threw it away afterwards because it was completely destroyed. I'm going to be wearing a white hat. It's got the black bill underneath, but this is what I wore last year, Head Sweats brand, and this did fine for the headgear. I'm actually not going to follow my own advice for my clothing, but I'm not going to wear blacks either. I'm going to wear the same thing that I wore last year. And it starts with the Path Projects liners. These things are incredible. They're pretty pricey, but they're far more than worth it. I've been using them for years now, and I stand behind them. Same deal with the shorts. I use exclusively Path Projects shorts right now. I'm open to trying other stuff, but honestly, I haven't had a reason to try anything else because the pairs that I've purchased have just lasted for forever. Now these are kind of special because I've worn them, and you can see there's a little fraying and little nicks in there in the material right there. I've worn these, like these exact shorts, at every Barkley Fall Classic. These are 4-year-old. I guess they're probably closer to 5-year-old. There's actually a hole in the butt there from sliding down certain areas we will not disclose. And I think I'm going to wear these again. If for some reason I make a game day decision and don't wear these blue exact pair, I'm going to wear my light grays. Or actually, I got a tan pair. I'll probably wear those. The reason that I like wearing these is because they're the longest pair. So these are 9-inch inseams, and my others, including actually the ones I ran in this morning, these are a 7-inch inseam, but I'm not going to wear black. I've got a tan pair that I may wear. Path Projects, though. I mean, you don't need anything but this brand. They're phenomenal. Now, I actually haven't tried Path Projects shirts because I've been wearing this Raid Light shirt, and it is very light, for, gosh, it's got to be 4 years, 3-4 years, and it's got some fraying and stuff in it. I don't know if you can see that little guy right there. It's got some of that going on. Again, I wore this exact shirt last year at the Fall Classic, through the weeds, through the briars and thorns, and it held up remarkably well. So even though it's a very light shirt, it performs great. This is like a French company. I can't find these anymore. In fact, I'd have to import one and pay like $70 in shipping to get it. I tried to find one of these recently, and I periodically will try to find this exact shirt. So if you know where I can get these in the States, that'd be awesome, because I just keep buying these forever. This is my second pair of exactly this one. It's great. And it's, you know, it's really good, not even in just hot weather, but it's pretty good in cold weather too. It's, like I said, super thin, but you got the zipper that can go up and down in the front, the half zip or quarter zip, I guess. Airs you out when you need it, zips it up when you don't. Great shirt. I love it. Haven't talked about shoes. This is no surprise to most folks. Speed Goats is what I wear. This is the Speed Goat 5. I got these pretty recently. I've been wearing the 4s for a number of years and just updated to these. And I haven't put many miles on them, honestly. Probably 50, 60 miles. I took a run up and down Lacan a couple times started last week, and they performed great. That was my first long run, 4 miles in them. And I just love the Speed Goats. Plenty of grip. I always feel safe. Again, I'm going to put those Yax tracks on them just for extra grip, because the slope on this off-road section or off-trail section is just completely ridiculous. But for everything else, it's perfect out of the gate. I will be putting the Super Feet guys in there. These used to be called Carbons. I'll link whatever they're called now below, because they changed the name to make it, I don't know what they did that for. Carbon was easier to call it. But I always put those in there. It dries out a lot easier. I've talked about that in a previous video, to where I always will replace the insoles, even after experimenting with not doing that earlier this year. All right, what am I missing? I think that covers pretty much everything. Right here, you're not going to get to see this because it's classified info. This is the map from last year at the Fall Classic. Tomorrow we're going to get our maps, and it'll show what the actual course is, because the course will change year to year. And it's this cloth-based map, so you can stick that in your pack if you want to carry that with you. Unless there's something crazy on there. I don't usually carry that. I did the first year just as I was doing it for the first time to see what it was all about. Bring some off with DEET in it. I spray myself with this before ascending and descending the parts that are off trail. I think it helps a pretty good bit. Like I said, there's a lot of insects and bees and snakes and everything out there, so I like spraying myself down with this. Maybe I'm a baby, I don't know. It's easy to throw in the pack though, and I do take it with me. And then after the race, there's a couple things. Don't forget to bring towels to wipe yourself down with. I've got this that I'm still waiting to get another one. I got this at the Knoxville Marathon the first year I ran it, I think, many years ago. It's a seat cover. Throw that on your seat. Even after you change, you're nasty after this. One product that I don't have out here, because it's in the medicine cabinet, and in fact, let me go get it. This guy. Bring something for poison ivy also. This is a prescription strength betamethasone, okay? So I got this for my skin, for some rash stuff going on last year, and I actually got a refill, so it lasts for a long time. It's almost like a liquid. It's got some alcohol in it. It's like a liquid solution. I throw this on myself after I get done with the race. After I rinse off in some water, I'll bring some Dawn dish soap also, and just wipe down arms and legs. Get the poison ivy juices off of you, because you're going to be going through it. Poison ivy, poison oak, there's no way around it. Most of the time, and last year I did not have any outbreaks after the race. Most of the time, the sweat that you've worked up is going to, just layer your skin, and you're not going to have an issue with it if you're sweating the whole time. Then at the end of the race, there's a spot where you can get in the water and just completely kind of rinse off, crossing through the stream some years. So that's nice and handy. Other thing that I bring 2 of these, one for my shoes and one for my clothes. I will ditch all my clothes, put it in a Kroger bag, because it will have poison ivy stuff all over that stuff. So I put those in there to protect me, and just throw them in the trunk, get them in the washing machine when I get home, spray off the shoes again, etc. And that's it. That's all that you need. Again, things you don't need to bring. Don't bring a GPS watch. Don't bring your phone. I didn't mention that. That's a GPS device. You're not supposed to have that. And don't bring disposable goos. But do bring some grit, because it's going to be hard and you're going to have a blast. Hope that's helpful for you. If it was, like, subscribe. All the links for all this crap are in the description below. Have a great one.